There you go. And that was the thing. What does that have to do with what's going on? We're talking about something that's seriously going on. And I don't think a lot of people thought it was so serious because I never went to social media. I tried to keep it very private because I've been in a situation where my family found out something that happened because of social media. You know, my brother was murdered a few years ago, and all I
I'm
heard
so sorry.
neighbor recording me, and that's how my family found out. So again, this is a stranger, and if this is a stranger, why should his family know that we're posting this on social media? I never thought about doing that. I thought about him as an older gentleman that needed help. Not even an older gentleman with a disability, an older gentleman with a 10-year-old. I didn't even think about that. I thought it's an older gentleman that just needs some help. So let's just go ahead and, jump in and help, help.
Who took the picture of you feeding him?
So honestly, I don't even know how the picture got out. I was FaceTiming many of
That's
people.
my favorite picture.
You know what my grandma said? I'm glad you didn't have a bonnet on. I'm glad I had my pajamas because, like I said, prior to that, I didn't. I had on a t-shirt and some undies. We like to wear.
Leave it to grandma. I'm glad you was together for the photo.
She was glad I was together, but I was able to get myself together because me and Trent did take turns. The most Joey said to me, he said, "What time is it?" I said 12:40. He said, "The game's on. Turn the game on. Game's coming on at 1." I'm like, "Okay, boss. I got you. I'm gonna do what you said." He was a lovely treat to have, and I would do it 17 more times. Even
at what point, because I know there was a video that was on Facebook and you didn't put him in the video, but there was a video that eventually hit Facebook of you being like, we got to get this fixed.
Yes. And it was because he stopped responding. He stopped responding. He wasn't knowing the president. He didn't know his favorite team. His body was starting to shut down. And I knew, even the pictures that's shown, those aren't even like, though, that's the worst of it. But originally it didn't start like that. So I don't know if he would have came in, I immediately went to social media, but it gradually, it eventually just kept going and going and going as time went down. And I started to see him not respond well to me. My kids are home now. They end up coming home Christmas later that night. And, he smiled at the kids, but I would say to him, "Hey, how are you feeling?" And, he has a mind of a 10-year-old. So I had to start thinking like, how can I describe to my kids that he needs, first of all, I told the kids when they came in the house, they're looking like, and they looking like, who is this? And where's my Christmas gifts? And I was honest. I said, listen, this year, kiddos, I said, God brought us, I didn't say God, I said, Santa brought us Joey. And they look, and I said, Uncle.
They like, that ain't.
Right. But once I told them Uncle Joey, they definitely, they knew, like, my kids know respect. Like, I have cousins that are older than me. I would never call them cousins. I would call them auntie. So I told them Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey, I knew that made them feel comfortable because if I'm saying that he's an uncle, he's an uncle. They didn't think about anything else. And they're like, okay, my littlest son, he was so cute. Uncle Joey got bit by mosquitoes, mommy. And I'm like, I know we're going to get Uncle Joey together. But furthermore, like I said, over the time, Joey stopped kind of responding. I talked to a medical professional. We were FaceTiming, and they told me, they said, you have to get him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Gangrene can go up, continue to move on, and he can lose conscious. And it made sense because he was already going through that.
Yeah. The infection was setting in.
And as I said, a few years ago, my brother was murdered, and he was murdered outside at my house. And
oh my God.
It where Trent said he didn't want to do it because Trent had to carry that body also.
Trent?
Right. So
okay, I take back what I said about Trent.
You get what I'm saying? So
yes,
I get it. It's like every
Trent got PTSD that he's dealing with in real time in this
scenario. Correct.
Yeah.
And that was the thing on the video when I said Joey will not die in this house, or however, because I meant that. My middle son that seen my brother murdered, he has PTSD because of this, because of my brother. I couldn't allow my babies to see that again. If it took Good Samaritans to come and help us with Joey, and it took 2 days, how long it would have took 9/11 to come and get a dead body. I couldn't have that on my watch again. I couldn't have it. I couldn't have it on my watch again. So when a lot of people say that I was loud and obnoxious, when I didn't watch the video for weeks. And when I watched it, I started crying. Like, I didn't even feel like it was me watching this person go through this.
When I watched it, I didn't see loud and obnoxious. I saw panic, and it was,
I was,
and
going
it was,
crazy.
but anyone who's watching without judgment, I feel like they understand, like, oh, she's panicking because something very real is happening, and she is at her wit's end. Like, she's now like calling on the world. Like, I don't know what to do.
Because I ran out of options. Like, I've been giving them Tylenol and Motrin every 4 hours. I was doing that, and I said to him, as I said, I tried to figure out a way, because if I say to him, Joey, are you in pain? He wouldn't say I'm in pain. He would tell me he was cold. And I'm say, okay. So then I said, he likes Bruce Lee. I said to him, I said, Joey, if you were Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee, I said, and Bruce Lee was hurting and he hurt. I said, if he hurts bad, really painful, he kicked to the sky. He kicked high. If he didn't, he kicked low. I said, how high would Joey kick?
Oh my gosh.
He said, to the sky. When he told me to the sky, I knew he needed more help. And I didn't.
Sha'Kyra, do you know? Okay, let me just pause real quick. I don't know if you've ever had to communicate with, there's a gift in being able to find a way to communicate with people in the smallest of ways. Like, I don't even know. I can't figure out how to communicate this point to you, but like, for you in real time to be able to find a language per se that both of you all could understand to get this person what they needed, there's a brilliance in that. Like, I want you to know that. Like, that's not like some normal thing that anybody can do. Like, there is an actual brilliance in being able to do that. And like, I know like educators who work with like young children, like they have to figure out things like that. I mean, I know you're a mom, but listen, everybody parent ain't figuring that out. So I'm not even gonna give it to that. But I just want to like extend to you that like that right there, how high would Bruce Lee kick? Like that.
And when he said hi, I was like, okay, he's in pain. And then, like I said, it was the going in and out. And it was just like, and I called his sister, because me and his sister kept in contact for 2 days. Okay. And it was like, we're going to get Mercy flight. I would pay how much. We were thinking of everything. And I even told her, I said, well, maybe if we can get a couple people here, we can I can get the mattress, because I knew how bad it was outside. Yeah. And nobody could come down my street as far as, arrest.
Because of the snow and it wasn't plowed.
No. So when I said that, she said Mercy flight. And then, he started crying, and I said, Joey, and he started asking me, was he gonna die? And I was just like, then the kids were here and they were hearing him say that. And I was just like, we got to figure it out. And I called his sister and I let her know, I said, I don't want to do this, but this is the only way. And what made me think of that is because my family called me and said, Sha'Kyra, the police might be on their way, because right around the corner, they're looting. Hopefully, if we call 911 again, they could come and help you. And I'm like, cool. And she's like, oh, they're on snow blowers. And I'm looking at I can see, looking through my window, I can see the corner. So I'm like, okay, we might be onto something. And I told the sister that I was even willing to go outside and try to, wave somebody down. And that was my thought process. Maybe if we can get him to where this looting is going on, maybe we can get him some help. I mean, if they can down TVs down the street, I know we can pull Joe. And okay. that was serious about that. I was super serious about that. So in the midst of that, I told her, I reassured her, and I said, do you mind? Because I don't know what else to do. She said, damn sure, because what else are we going to do? And I did not think for 1 second that was going to happen, that people all over the world will hear me crying, yelling, going crazy, however they want to describe it. I was just thinking, I need bodies here to help me carry this man out the door so we can get him some help.